Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Malone Director Service Evan Monroe Show, presented by Critters Corner, where we cover everything here on the range with the West Green Buffaloes football team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Evan Monroe and Big Tuna Mason himself. Coach, how are we doing?
Doing good, man.
Mason, it's good to have you on. How you doing today?
Good.
I hear you're the West Green super fan around here.
Yeah.
If there's any West Green sporting event, you're there. No matter if it's home or away, you're going to be there.
Not soccer.
Not soccer. What's wrong with soccer?
Boring.
Come on, man. The one sport I played, you ain't going to show up and attend?
No.
What's wrong with you, man?
Just don't like it.
Just don't like soccer? Baseball, I know you're there for baseball.
Yeah.
You're on the road with them wherever they go. Mm-hmm. Football, the same. You're on sideline. Basketball, I know every time I come to a basketball game, you're always up there on stage with Principal Wilds.
Mm-hmm.
It's also in the concession stand.
How often do you go to concession stands during games?
At least 2 trips.
So you got to go at least, I think, 3. You got to go when you get there.
Yeah.
If you're watching the game. Then by the time that it's between the girls and the boys game, you're getting a little hungry again. You might have already sucked down the Dr. Pepper. And then you got to go during halftime because you got to get some popcorn for the second half. You got to get some popcorn if it's a good game, too. Now, Mason, what's your favorite soft drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper? See, I knew that.
You knew.
I knew that. You know how I knew that?
Because I see you every game.
At the volleyball games. Yep, you're up there on stage with the Dr. Pepper. I know you're present at a lot of the volleyball games, too. I hear you're a big UT Vol fan, too.
Yeah.
Could you name every player on the starting lineups?
Yeah.
I think if we gave you time, you could. And there's not many people that could do that. That's pretty impressive. Could you do that?
No.
I could do it.
I'd get lost on some of the offensive
You want
linemen.
me to try it?
Oh, if you want to try, go ahead. Quarterback, who we got?
Nico.
All right, running back.
Samson.
All right, receivers.
Brew. Squirrel. Brazel.
Okay.
Thornton.
Okay. Going deep. How about tight end?
Ketzelman.
I knew it was a unique last name. Can you do the O-line?
Cooper Mays.
Center.
John Campbell.
Okay. We'll come back to O-line. You want to go defense?
Yeah.
All right, D-line, who we got?
James Pierce.
Always, 27.
I know I watched the Jumbotron. I just can't think of it.
You want to go
That's
to
all right.
You want to go to the second? Go to linebackers?
No, I don't know them.
Don't know the linebacker. You know anybody in the secondary? I know one. Cornerback. Made some big plays this year.
Spraggins.
Oh, Spraggins wasn't who I was thinking of, but that's one. Will Brooks.
Safety. Made a lot of plays.
Made a lot of big plays. It's not often you see a white safety either.
No.
It's not often at all. You see him out there on the field, you kind of have to squint. Is that?
And he was a former walk-on.
Yes, did he get a scholarship?
I think so.
Okay, I knew during the halftime of that one North Carolina State game, they asked him if he had earned one yet, and he kind of just chuckled at it. I didn't know if he got one or not, but I'm very impressed with your UT Vol knowledge. You know what starts tonight?
Basketball.
College basketball. You going to be watching the Vols?
No, because it's going to be an easy win.
Well, you still got to watch them in the easy wins. Those are the games you get the offense in. You get excited for the rest of the season. You know who they play?
Georgia's somebody.
I think it starts with a G. I know we're both right on that, but I don't know who it is off the top of my head. Tuna, how'd you like the West Green football season this year?
Bad for home games, good for away games.
Well, at least you're honest. I'll give you that. We'll move this question over to Coach now, but Thursday night. I've messed that up 4 times in the last 2 weeks now. But Thursday night, you had your last game of the regular season here on senior night against Happy Valley. Didn't go the way you wanted it to, but take me through the game from the opening whistle to the final whistle.
I think one of the 3 things I said we needed to do was stop the run this week, and they threw 1 pass. And the rest, they just played keep away from us. Couldn't get off the field on defense and just did not play well. They were a physical bunch, and, we were pretty thin on the defensive line coming in. We had some injuries to some key guys, and when you've got 2 or 3 of your pretty decent D linemen out that are your bigger guys again that you're going to need against those teams that just pound and pound and pound and pound, makes for a long night.
Yeah.
So for us, it was disappointing. And, we've got to learn from it, and you take that into next year is like, okay, what can we do to improve off this season? So for us, we're going to sit back and look at some operation things from us and look back at some, culture things that we've got to address and fix. And, we'll come back next year, give it another whack, and see if we can make playoffs next year.
And I know one thing that I mentioned to somebody on the sideline, that might have been one of the quickest games I've ever been a part of, just because I've always joked about teams like Cumberland Gap, Cloudland, Hampton, who don't throw the ball much, but I don't think I'd ever seen a game before where a team threw it only one time all game. Yeah. So it was a very quick game on Thursday night, and I think that was another thing that hurt you is even though the offense wasn't able to get moving, even when they did have the ball, Happy Valley was able to work a lot of time off the clock with their offensive possessions.
It, doesn't help when, obviously we didn't stop the run and did ourselves no favors there. But when you look at the clock, you see when the whistle's blown and it's 58 seconds till they snap the ball, somebody on the officiating crew wasn't quite doing their job. And, when you bring a concern up and it's ignored, it's frustrating as a coach. Obviously you can't sit and blame the officiating crew for what happened. But, there's a play clock for a reason. If we're going to have rules, let's abide by them. But, it was consistently. They were taking well over 40 seconds to run plays, and the back judge never even raised his hand for the 10-second signal. So that was frustrating for me. But, you've got to stop them. That's what it boils down to. You've got to play better defense, and, at times we looked all right, and then other times we looked like we weren't. We threw some of our fundamental stuff out the window that we had worked on all season, and things that we knew how to do, we just didn't do it, and it was frustrating for me. And there's not anybody that's more frustrated in our program than I am right now. Ultimately, wins, losses, and the culture of our program boils down to me and my expectations and me following through on things. And so when we've got some problems and we need to address it, and part of it is effort and attitudes and things, and that was a lot of the problems we had Thursday. So we've got some issues, and we're going to work on them, and we're going to address them, and we're going to come back better.
Moving forward, too, you're losing a huge chunk of seniors. I think 10 seniors were honored on senior night, too. So there's a large handful of players that you'll have open spots for going into next year also. And we can kind of touch on next season just a tad right here before we go to break. But looking forward to next season, too, I know there's some positions and some key players that you'll need to replace going forward. So what's kind of the outlook at this moment next year? I know it's a little too early. We're still 4 days removed from the end of the 2024 season, but looking into 2025 before workouts start, what's your outlook at the moment now?
We've got to take the weight room a lot more serious. Teams that we were competitive with this year, you could tell we were about the same strength, if not maybe just a little stronger. Teams that we were stronger than us and more physical than us manhandled us. And so, the foundation of this program has to be the weight room. I think any great football program, that's the foundation.
Yeah.
And it's not enough just to be in the weight room; it's to push ourselves in the weight room. So we've got to set a culture here and expectations of giving everything we have in that weight room. There was a coach one time I heard him say, 6 great months can change your life. 1 great year can change your life. And so, these kids, they don't understand that from January to January, there's a football season in there. 1 great season can change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And most football games aren't won on Friday nights. It's from January to August when you're in the off season in the weight room, especially high school level. It doesn't matter really what scheme you run. It boils down to blocking and tackling. And if you've not been in the weight room, you're going to struggle to do those 2 things and do them at a high level.
And then moving forward now, we'll kind of talk about some of your favorite moments in the second half. Kind of have it a little more lighthearted in the last half that we'll have on this show this season. But before we get to that, though, we, of course, need to get a break in from our sponsors first. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned, and we'll talk about some of the moments throughout the season for West Green here on Grassroots Media.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
For more than 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has served customers in East Tennessee with licensed and professional plumbing services. From installing your new faucet to replacing your existing piping system, our team at Tommy's Plumbing is trained to handle the job with professionalism, attention to detail, and integrity. By offering warranties on most products installed by our technicians, Tommy's Plumbing stands behind our work, ensuring that your plumbing needs are not only met, but that your problem is solved for the long term. When you need reliable and professional plumbing service, Tommy's is the only call to make. So give us a call today and let us show you the Tommy's difference.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Malone Tricker Service Evan Monroe Show, presented by Critters Corner, where we cover everything on the range with the West Green Buffaloes football team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Evan Monroe and very special guest, Big Tuna Mason Maxwell. Tuna, let's talk about some of your favorite moments throughout the season. We're going to talk about it with Coach also, but I want to hear from you. You were on the sidelines. You were here every practice. You're even here before the players show up for practice too, because when we do these shows, you're always the first one in here, and I can assume you're probably one of the last ones to leave also. So you're here for everything. Let's talk about some of your favorite moments throughout the season. What has been your favorite game that you were a part of this season? I know there were 3 wins, but sometimes the wins aren't your favorite. So what was your favorite game that you were a part of?
The shutout game at Cumberland Gap.
Okay. That's a good one. Coach, what was your favorite game to be a part of this year?
Probably the Chucky Doke game, just to be completely honest. You look at how we played. We played as a unit. We played as a family. We played lights out defense.
There was a streak that had been going that you were able to snap.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Is you look at how we played that game. That one and the Unicoi game was probably my 2 favorite games. As weird as that sounds.
Well, that's why I mentioned that too, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a win to be your favorite game, because even in losses like that, you can see improvement. You can see how much better you play in some of those games, because as weird as it sounds, you probably played better in the Unicoi game than you played against a 1A team like Cloudland.
Yeah. We come out, we drive down the field, and we scored and give them fits on defense, and they were frustrated. And as a coach, you go against a team, I think they finished, 9-1? 8-2?
9-1 Unicoi, yes.
Okay. So you take a team that was 9-1, you take them to until the second half when we have just some special teams blunders. You take that and you look and say, hey, we were competitive with the team that finished 9-1. Did they win the region, or did they come second?
They did.
So they the Region 3A winners. Give them all they wanted, and we played our butts off. And that's what I want West Green to be, is a team that doesn't matter who you're playing, where it's at, what the records are. I want us to play hard and play with great attitude and great effort.
Absolutely.
So that game really sticks out in my mind as a game that we played well. And the Chucky Doke game, we come out and we took care of business. We played physical. We played the brand of football I wanted to play. And those 2 games really stick out to me from this season. Of let's take these 2 games and let's make that our identity, and let's move forward with those things.
Now, when you get a shutout win, I forget, what was the reward?
Pizza party.
A pizza party. Mason, did you enjoy the pizza party?
Yeah.
I think everybody enjoys a pizza party.
Everybody
What kind did you
does.
have?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni from where?
Pizza Plus.
Pizza Plus. That's a good place to get pizza. What's your favorite pizza place to eat from?
Hungry Howie's.
Hungry Howie's. Okay, we get a different
a-
answer to that. I like that. I respect that. What's your favorite pizza place?
That's a tough one. I'm a big pizza guy. Domino's is solid.
Domino's is solid.
Pizza Hut's another solid one. The stuffed crust pepperoni's a hard one to beat. A lot of times, football season, dinner, I'll swing by the Little Caesars, grab a $5 pizza. It's not a $5 pizza anymore.
It's about $7, $8 pizza now.
But, you grab a Little Caesars on the way through home and, grab a quick dinner like that. So, But if I'm going favorite, it's probably Pizza Hut.
I think you were about to say Papa John's, weren't you? That's my favorite. You
It's
can't
a good
go
one.
wrong with Papa John's.
It's a good
A
one.
little expensive, but man, it's so good.
It is.
Another question from the football season. Mason, we'll start out with you again. What was your favorite moment throughout the season? There are a lot of moments throughout a season, but when you boil down to it, what was your one or maybe two favorite moments throughout the season?
I think Frankie returned one of the touchdowns. Both for him.
Okay.
What game? Or just when he had the big returns?
Actually, I'll say one for the punting, and he did a good punting.
He did a
Okay.
good job punting.
Coach, what was your favorite moments throughout the season?
Favorite moment. I enjoyed seeing our guys get excited and when we score. I think Austin Brown's game at Chucky Doak was one of my favorite moments. He's the freshman, really getting his first true start,
Yeah.
and he comes and plays lights out. Maybe my favorite moment from that game is Alex Johnson's touchdown. Beautiful fade ball to the back corner of the end zone. Alex goes and gets one, comes down with it. I really, really love that moment from the freshman to the senior. You look at a program, most programs don't start a true freshman quarterback. Most teams don't have a lot of sophomore skill guys out there playing. And most of them definitely don't have a freshman starting at left tackle for over half the season.
Yeah.
I looked up at one point, we had a freshman, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors on the O-line. It's a young offensive line to be out there.
Yeah.
So, when you can pull some good and positive moments from it and say, hey, this was a great moment for us. That touchdown from Austin to A-Rod really sticks out in my mind. It's you look at all the big plays that Franklin made on his own. He'd pull it on, we'd run buck sweep, and he'd read that backside in come crash, and he'd pull it, and he's out the back door, and, he's off and running. You look at the big plays is what really stands out to us this year. Stands out to me at least. Now, Tuna, that's Nichols.
Oh, okay. Is it my time now?
It's your turn.
Tuna had a question for me in the break. He wanted to save it till we got on air. What was it?
Name all the Longhorn football players.
Okay. So you want me to go position by position like I did with you?
Yeah, we'll start with defense first.
Defense first. All right. Where you want to start at on defense? D-line?
Yeah.
All right, D-line. We had a great D-line last year. A lot of them graduated, so there's a few new players. You've got the tackle position. You've got Alfred Collins. The other tackle position, don't ask me to say his name. He's Samoan.
Say
so
his
I
name.
really don't know
Say
how.
his name.
He's Samoan. I really don't know how. His last name starts with an L, so that's what I'll give you.
I'll give it to you.
At the end positions, you've got Trey Moore. He was a transfer from UT San Antonio, won Defensive Player of the Year in that conference last year. The other DN, you've got Colin Simmons, freshman 5-star. Linebacker unit, you got Anthony Hill Jr., number 0. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. You watch out for him. Other linebackers, I'll be honest, the other linebackers, I'm not quite sure. You go into the secondary, you got Michael Taft, kind of like Will Brooks, a white cornerback. You don't see many of them.
Nope.
His nickname is also Mookie. I don't know how he got that.
Okay.
Jade Barron. Andrew Makuba. Senior also, matter of fact. You don't see many seniors in college football.
Not anymore.
He's a transfer from Clemson. Malik Muhammad. He's the other safety. You want to go to offense now?
Well, you name some linebackers.
Linebacker. Well, you got me on linebackers. I'll give you that one. You're going to get me on O-line, too. I can name you 3 O-linemen, but the guards I'm not quite sure. Center, Jake Majors. You got left tackle Kelvin Banks, and you got right tackle Cam Williams. So you're going to get me on the linebackers and the O-line. I'll give you everywhere else, though. Quarterback, you got Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning. Running backs, you've got, C.J. Baxter was running back 1, but he was hurt. He tore his leg up during training camp this year. So you've got 3 running backs right now that play a lot. You got Jaden Blue, you got Trey Wisner, and you got Jarrett Gibson. Savion Red was there last year, but he transferred away. Receivers, you've got Isaiah Bond from Alabama. You've got Matthew Golden from Houston. You've got DeAndre Moore Jr. You've got Silas Bolden from Oregon State. Jonte Cook, Ryan Wingo. Tight end, you've got Gunnar Helm. You've got Niblack that came from Alabama. You're going to get me on the O-lineman and linebackers, so I'll give you that. So I can't name all of them for you, but I can get close. And then you've got Bert Auburn, the kicker. You can't miss Bert. You ever seen Bert kick?
No, I don't watch them because they're not the real or UT.
I knew you'd bring that up. He's got long, curly blonde hair. It goes down to about the numbers. Can't miss him.
You ever gonna grow your hair out like that?
Mm-mm.
I can see you with a permed up mullet.
Tuna, is this about the longest your hair's ever got?
No.
Oh, yeah?
I think you should grow it out about like Nichols here. Grow it out to about that length.
I'll probably get them all once I graduate.
Yeah, let's get it now.
Graduate.
Get it now.
What grade are you in right now?
Junior.
Junior. Wonder how long your hair would get if you didn't trim it from now until graduation.
Question if mom and dad, they won't let me.
Well, I can
And
understand
by the
that.
way, I got a shout out for you, okay?
You got a shout out? Go
Mom
for
and
it.
dad.
Go for it.
I got a shout out. Jennifer Maxwell and Jeffrey Maxwell and Noah Maxwell.
I met your dad the other night after the game. Great guy. We talked about the show, and I told him you were going to be on it, so I say he'll tune in for this one.
He don't.
I bet he will if he sees you.
Listen,
Thanks,
every time I go home, like after the show's already done, I rewatch it. Here they all come starting in my room. That's probably going to be tonight again.
Hey, maybe they'll watch it with you tonight since you're on it.
I don't know.
Hey, you're the first special guest we've had on the Evan Monroe Show. That's pretty awesome.
Han's a special guest, ain't he?
We don't count because he's sort of on the coaching staff and he has his own softball show. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that technically counts because it's kind of just like a special appearance.
Yeah.
Since he's already got his own other show, he's kind of got.
And maybe
It's a
next year we
crossover
need to bring
episode.
Kaylee in this show.
What's that?
Kaylee Daniels, the water girl. She
You
can
want her
talk.
on the show?
Yeah.
All right.
She talks too much, don't she?
Hey, we need to bring Jacob.
Shoo! I don't know about Jacob.
I don't know about you and Jacob on here. I've seen you all on the volleyball stage before. You all get into it sometimes. You get heated.
Jacob's funny, though.
He is funny. I do enjoy y'all going back and forth.
Especially his
bickering with each
man
other, though.
voice.
He does bring it out every now and then. He gets into those volleyball games too. I give it to him. He might be I'm not gonna say it, but he gets into it a little more than you do up there on that stage.
Yeah, because I don't like volleyball that much.
Oh,
Ooh,
those are some fighting words.
That's
for the
fighting
volleyball
words,
girls.
Tuna.
Come on, you like basketball a lot more?
Yeah.
Is football your favorite sport though?
Yeah.
Is it?
Who you like being a manager for more, me or Sauceman? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Can't say it.
Oh!
You can't say it. What's that mean? Does that mean you like Sauceman more?
No?
Or are you too afraid to upset Sauceman because you like Monroe more?
Both.
Both. See, you're smart.
There you go.
You're smart.
That's
Have
the
you
right
been-
answer, Tuna.
Have you been PR trained before?
No.
You know how to answer questions when you're in front of a microphone and camera. I like it, Tuna. I had one more question too. There's usually a trio of questions I ask. I asked favorite game, favorite moments. What are some of your favorite memories? Because that's one thing about sports. The memories are something that you always take with you. When 10 years down the road, you can always think back to some moments that stick out in your mind that you'll always remember. So what are some of your favorite memories this year, Tuna?
Don't have none.
You don't have any favorite memories?
I guess Frankie.
Frankie, winning player of the week.
Yeah.
It was a great game at Cumberland Gap. It's one of the best performances in West Green's history of over 50-plus years of having a football program. Coach, what were some of your favorite memories throughout the season?
You know, anytime you're out record books,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So, you know, you got a freshman quarterback that come in and took over a couple of other guys' name in a record book. And, you know, he was one of them. It was kind of funny. Alan Vaughn, who's, you know, kind of come back and started helping coach quarterback some. He was at the middle school when their season finished. He kind of come over here and kind of helped us out some. And, you know, Austin kind of looked at him and goes, "How'd you never throw for 4 touchdowns in a game?" And Vaughn goes, "Shut up." So, you know, the little ribbon there from quarterback coach to quarterback. And, you know, as a coach, you know, you look at the field of play as a lot of what people determine success by. That's not always the case. You know, one of my favorite things is we've had 2 young men give their life to Christ this season. That's what, in the grand scheme of life, wins and losses, Yeah, that's great and grand and dandy. But in the grand scheme of life, what's really important is what happens with your relationship with God. And so for two young men to give their life to Christ this season will be one of my favorite things that I can take from this season. So wins, losses aside, this season, complete and total success just because that happened. Happened at an FCA event. It was two of the guys that, I love them both. And they both did it, and it's one of those things. That's what's really important. I can teach X's and O's, and I can teach you how to be a good teammate. And but when push comes to shove, what's the most important thing is a relationship with Jesus when you leave this world. And so for two of the guys to do that makes it worthwhile.
Spectacular.
Yeah, makes it worthwhile.
Absolutely.
I'm not here to say that I'm an evangelist and I'm just trying to save the world through that. I'm here to be coach of football, but if I can teach them a little bit about life along the way, I feel like that's what my job is. We're very blessed to have, pregame meal and devotional speakers come in and talk to us, and Friday night or Thursday night we had a guy come in and talk, and you just kind of felt the presence of the Lord in the place. And I don't know if any decisions were made for Thursday night, but it sure felt heavy. And so we do that as a culture thing. Try to do things the right way and teach you guys a little bit about life along the way. So, that's probably my favorite thing is that happened.
I enjoy that a lot. I enjoy hearing that. Tuna, also, I couldn't help but notice right there. You just happen to wear a West Green baseball shirt on.
No!
I couldn't help but notice it. I saw that you had a West Green shirt on, and I just had to look to see if it was football or not, and I saw it was baseball. So, does that answer the question of who your favorite coach that you enjoy being a manager for is?
No.
No?
Hey, I know why you like Sauceman better.
Why? Could they give me more better food?
Because their concession stand's better than ours.
Ooh.
Is that true?
Yeah.
When you go to a West Green baseball game, what you got to get?
Them buffalo nachos.
Absolutely. That's what I get every time I come. Sit up there in the press box.
The Coach Hahn up there.
I came twice this year, and I think both times he had a softball game. He did end up coming up there for the doubleheader against Happy Valley, but I was up there with Ashley and can't remember his name, Dalton's dad.
Oh.
Means Austin's wife.
And, yeah.
Randy. Is it Randy?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Anyway, moving past that.
Yeah, I forgot.
But, yeah, those buffalo nachos, very, very good. I think we had that conversation last year on this part of the last show. We talked about concession foods. Tuna, if you go to a basketball game, I know football game, you're on the sidelines, so you don't get to go to the concessions. But when you go to a basketball game, what's your go-to concession? What's your go-to concession item?
That salty popcorn.
Salty popcorn? I agree. Every time I come to West Green, I got to get a popcorn and a Mountain Dew. Maybe a Dr. Pepper that day. I was feeling some Dr. Pepper in the volleyball season, so you've seen me getting some Dr. Pepper. Candy. We all love some candy. And it was Halloween last week. You all played on Halloween, actually.
Sure did.
So, I got to ask, favorite candies?
Let me guess. Let me get one.
Let's start with chocolate.
Oh, chocolate? I'm going to guess Reese's Cup.
No.
What is it?
Kit Kat. Boom. I got you, Tuna.
1-0.
All right. Let's go chewy candy.
We count gummies in that?
I think so.
That is gummy worms.
Gummy worms.
Yep.
All right.
All right, 1-1.
All right. Let's go hard candy.
Ooh.
I like some hard candy.
I'll let you go first this time. I went first past 2 rounds.
Jolly Ranchers.
Ooh. I'm gonna say like a hard caramel candy.
What is it?
Peppermint.
Peppermint. Okay.
I don't think that is a candy, but I can get with that.
I enjoy Taco Bell's peppermints they used to throw in their bag too.
Little cinnamon ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good. I'm a big cinnamon guy. You a big cinnamon guy, Tuna?
I love them cinnamon twists from Taco Bell.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Those are good, but anything cinnamon, hot tamales, red hot, cinnamon disc, especially cinnamon disc. Those are real good. You like Starburst?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite one?
Orange.
Oh, orange is different.
I was gonna say pink.
I don't hear a lot of orange. Usually, you hear a lot of people say red or pink.
Or the yellow one.
Really? Okay, Tuna's.
I can get down with the yellow.
Down with some yellow. You don't see a lot of people get down with some yellow. You like Jolly Ranchers?
A little bit.
A little bit, just not one of your favorites. Skittles? Okay, Skittles are usually a lot of people's favorites.
What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
That's a good question.
Orange.
Orange, okay. Now, you say you're I called you Wes Green's biggest fan. You might also be Grassroots' biggest fan because you tell me you watch a lot of the coaches' shows. So I assume you've seen the Alan Tolliver show. And you see we try all those Celsius flavors.
Yeah.
Have you tried Celsius before?
Mom and Dad won't let me drink it.
Have I had one? Well, that might be good because energy drinks aren't good for you. We drink one a week, and that's it. But we did do Gatorade a lot last year. Did you watch some of those?
A little bit.
Have you tried the cucumber lime Gatorade?
Yeah.
Do you like it? You do?
I like a bunch of watermelon.
See, I like the cucumber lime one. Do you like it?
Nah.
See, it's one of those where you're never going to find somebody that's just like, yeah, it's all right. You either like it or you don't.
Yes.
It's one of those flavors that divides a lot of people. So I'm glad to hear somebody else likes it because usually the mass opinion is that, no, it's nasty.
It is terrible.
But there must be a certain group of people out there that like it because they still mass produce it. If you ever need to find any, you go down there here to the local Dollar General. They've got it.
Okay.
Or the Indian store.
Do they have it? I know the Dollar General.
The Indian store, they have some good ice cream, though.
Which one? The new Malson Market down here?
Yeah.
I do like that store.
We got that Hershey ice cream over there on scoops, don't they?
They got the good cotton candy one.
Ooh, you like some cotton candy?
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy. What about you, Nichols? I think we've had this conversation.
Yeah, you did last year on the last episode.
See? Tuna's the biggest fan. He knows.
Like an elephant. Steel trap.
I still got to go with anything peanut butter, man.
Yeah.
Anything with peanut butter in it, I'm a sucker for it.
I'm a big caramel guy.
Caramel? Okay.
Caramel, like is it Moose Tracks that has like the caramel and stuff? Yeah, that's
another one that I like a lot. I know a lot of people are divided on this one too. Mint chocolate chip.
no.
You like mint chocolate chip?
I like chocolate chip, but not a lot of mint stuff.
Okay.
Even though peppermint is mint.
It's different though. When it's in an ice cream, it's a little different.
It's different, all right.
Have you ever tried banana pudding ice cream?
I don't think I have.
Once you get down here, go down to the Indian store and get 2 scoops of it.
Hey, I do have to pass it going home, so.
And you blend it, and they like make you milkshakes there. That thing is good.
Malson Market's got it going on.
They do.
Hey, they got a good pizza down there too. If you've never had their pizza that they have down there, check it out.
Their breakfast pizza is good.
Is it? You know what place has good breakfast pizza?
Here.
Pizza Inn.
Do they actually have breakfast pizza?
Pizza Inn? Oh yeah,
I-
every Saturday. Pizza Morning Saturday or Pizza Morning Saturday Inn show. The Pizza Inn Saturday morning kickoff show. I don't know how I got jumbled up on my words right there, but last year I rewatched the last interview coming here to kind of refresh myself and see what some of the questions I asked. And I pointed towards the helmet, and I talked about the pink ribbon and the pink out uniforms last year. I enjoyed the new white helmets this year. We talked about those at the beginning of the year, and it was a nice touch this year. I enjoyed it a lot.
You know, I think the white's clean.
I do too.
I was hoping it'd have a little more pearl in it so it'd really sparkle.
Yeah.
But, you got what you got. I think
nice.
the logo and the stripe matches well, and I think if you got a white helmet, you got to go colored face mask. So, I think next year we're going to look at buying into keeping the white helmets, but adding some extra alternate jerseys to kind of freshen things up, go different uniform combinations, and make things look a little better around here.
Tuna, you like the white helmet or the old classic Navy helmet?
White.
You like the white too?
Now, Navy was not a classic. The classic
was the gold.
The
You're
gold.
right. You're right.
Now, if
Classic was the gold. Let's see one of those gold helmets because I see there's a Navy one over there in your office, but it's been a long time since I've seen a gold one get brought out. Oh yeah,
the classic gold from way back when.
those were when you played.
Yes, we had the gold when I played. So had a big Navy WG on the side of it, no stripe, just decals.
I like it though.
And it's a classic look.
Absolutely.
But I think the white brings it to a little more modern.
Well, it's good to bring something new out every now and then too.
Yeah, and I've joked around with Han. I said I'm bringing the gold back. He's like, don't do it. He wasn't crazy about the gold, but I like the white. I like the Navy face mask. So we plan on keeping that around for a couple of years, and eventually we may do something where, like Cherokee did, where they bring out the black shell on the helmet, or like Greenville did with the green chrome and then the black. And we may have a gold chrome game where we bring out the gold helmets. We may have a game where we bring out a Navy shell, but that's on down the line.
That's on down the line a little bit. We can't look too much into the future because as of right now, like I mentioned, we're only 4 days removed. So
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit more in the first show next year. But Tuna, is there anything else you'd like to add today? Excited for basketball season now?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I have to ask. It's currently Monday at 2:25. So usually you're in school right about now. So were you able to get out of class to be here today?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get out of anything today?
Homework.
You got out of homework to be here. How about that?
Yeah, because we was actually in the gym, and then he asked me, do you want to go to the show? I said, yeah.
So you got out of homework?
Yeah.
I'm glad I could get you out of some homework today.
And Miss Kelly threw him a bone and said, Mason, if you go do it, I'll give you a homework pass. Because he's like, no, I don't want to. And then Miss Kelly said, I'll give you a homework pass. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And
So you don't have to do that assignment anymore? How about that? We got you out of an assignment.
Free homework pass. That ain't too bad for having to sit in front of a camera for a few minutes, is it?
That's awesome. Well,
I
Tuna,
can't wait for next year again in basketball and
For what?
baseball.
you want to do a basketball and baseball one too?
All the days.
All the days. You want to be on every show now? Mm-hmm. All right, we'll have to set that up and coordinate it.
Not softball though.
Not softball. Why not with Coach Hahn?
Hey, Jacob can do it. Jacob says, well,
That is true. Here's what
Jacob
we'll
is
do.
his
This is the
manager.
last thing we'll say. The Hahn and Sauce show are both coaches together. So what we
wait,
ought
so
to do.
then I'll be with Sauce and then Jacob be with Han.
What we ought to do is have the Hahn and Sauce show, and I'm in the middle like we always do, and then you and Jacob be beside Sauce and Hahn.
Oh, man.
That'll be we'll have to have a big table for that one because that's
Yeah,
5 people. Yeah,
Have a doozy of a conversation.
that'll be a fun one. We'll have to put ourselves on a time limit with that one because
Yeah.
if you look at Sauce and Hahn, they drag on for a long time.
Well, I don't know if somewhere along the line Han missed his calling as a Southern Baptist preacher, because that man can get long-winded. But I'm excited to see the Han, Sauce, Jacob, and Tuna show. We'll have to keep that one earmarked for when that happens.
That'll be one that I tell people about in advance. Like, hey, you got to tune in for this one. We'll have a special one going on this
And then we
week.
should just surprise Jacob and just say, Han need you for a little bit. And the next thing you know, here you come.
All right.
Popping in the gym.
All right, Tuna, we'll set that up. But for now, appreciate having you on the show. Coach, appreciate having you this year.
No problem.
Glad we got into critters this year. We weren't able to get in here this week, but we got Tuna on the show this week, so that's a
good
good
trade.
substitute, absolutely. But that's it for this
Well-
year.
What's your favorite critters order?
Ooh, good last question, Tuna. I love their hot wings, but can't go wrong with the chicken strips either. Depends on what I'm feeling that day. If I want a little kick, I'll get the wings. If I just want to go traditional, chicken strips. But I get 2 orders of both with ranch and a Dr. Enough.
You know what we should do? We're not in the show yet. We can do about 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. Tuna's calling shots now. Okay.
What's your favorite food order from every food place that you like to go?
Every food place I like to go. All right.
Can we start first?
Yeah.
LS second. I get the beef nacho.
See, I went there Saturday. I got the. They're a little different than everybody else. You go to Monterey, you go to Casa Guerrero, you go everywhere. It's arroz con pollo. It's pollo con arroz there. They do it backwards. So
Chicken and rice?
yeah, chicken and rice with a little bit of queso in it.
Yeah.
They don't do any veggies in it, but Monterey and Casa Guerrero, they do some veggies in it. And Casa Guerrero, they threw some zucchini and taters in there too. So they're spicing it up a little bit. What other ones you got?
Critters, I get a burger, cheese, and burger with tater rounds.
Cheddar rounds, all right.
Can't go wrong with a burger.
Pizza, and I get the whole buffet.
Pizza Inn, you got. That buffet's good, man. Hey, I shouted it out already. If you want to go to Pizza Inn, make sure you do it after a football game on Friday night. You get $2 off your meal if you show up with any team's apparel on from any of the 4 county schools or the city school in Greenville. So, shout out Pizza Inn. What's your favorite pizza on the buffet?
That definitely the dessert pizza.
Okay,
My wife's a big fan of the chocolate chip pizza.
that's a good one. I like the cheeseburger pizza a lot. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the pickle on it. It gives it a little extra
The
something.
cheeseburger pizza, it's really good.
It is good. I used to like the taco pizza a lot, but that was when I was younger, and last time I tried it, it just wasn't hitting the same. We got to ask this one because everybody goes here. McDonald's. Now, I could about eat anything on the menu there. McDonald's has one of the best varieties. But if you had one last meal at McDonald's, what are you going with, Tuna?
Definitely the quarter pounder
My man. With cheese or without cheese?
with cheese.
With cheese.
Now, that's a very important question. What would be your last meal?
My last meal completely? Oh, see, put me on the spot there.
I already got mine.
I already got mine too.
I'll give you time to think. I'll go mine. I'm going my mama's chicken and dumplings, a good ribeye,
Okay.
my mama's banana pudding,
Okay.
and a Dr. Pepper.
That's a good last meal. Tuna, what you got?
The buffet at Pizza Inn.
Just sit you down at Pizza Inn for one last meal. I got to go with steak. I don't really have a preference, dude. I just love steak.
Yeah.
My dad's chicken bacon ranch. So good. If I had a drink, I got to go Mountain Dew. And then side item, I'm going to throw a different one in there. I got to go with tater tots from Old Oak Tap Room. I don't know what it is about those tater tots, man.
That is from left field.
I don't know what it is, man. They're just crispy and golden and salted just the right amount. Just I don't know what it is and how Ben makes those, but man, they're good.
What's your favorite food from Roadhouse now?
From
Since
Roadhouse,
they got one coming
hey.
in.
We'll be able to go eat there soon. Maybe get them as a show sponsor on something.
Cinema helmet.
Or Panda Express
Panda's good too. I've only ate at Panda twice.
in Morristown.
No, interesting
City?
enough, California. But
You go to anywhere, so I'm very surprised.
I think I got orange chicken and sesame chicken.
I get that orange chicken with that with rice
Oh yeah, that's a good meal.
and a large Dr. Pepper cup. Get 2 refills on it.
See, Tuna knows how to cheat his way around things. Roadhouse. That's a good one. I really don't know what I get from Roadhouse. I think
burger and cheese fries.
burger and cheese fries. I like
You
it.
go to a steakhouse and get a burger.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Okay.
Hey, if you get an Olive Garden, sometimes people get salmon there.
soup salad and breadsticks.
I said
Olive Garden used to be my
salmon.
go-to, man. I don't know if I've ever had salmon from Olive Garden. I do like some Olive Garden, though.
And my grandparents go there and get salmon.
Fun fact, I used to work at the Longhorn in Morristown next to the mall when I was in college.
Oh, yeah?
I worked there from the time it opened till I graduated and got my teaching job. So
This
that's
is
2.5
always,
years.
This is always a hot topic when it comes to the guys discussing food. Wings. Favorite place to get wings?
You know, locally, Tennessee Jack's has got some great wings
Bingo.
that are incredibly hard to beat. You know, Cajun dry rub
Oh, I've never had those.
with some loaded fries.
Loaded fries are also good.
And you know, it's funny. We used to occasionally we'd order lunch out or something, and you know, we had a little extra time. I'd go get it, and you know, I'd sit and eat man, you can't eat wings without getting a little messy.
Yeah.
I'd have it from ear to ear. The women I worked with made fun of me all the time, and it's hard to beat a good Tennessee Jack's wing.
Jack's is honestly up there for one of my favorite restaurants.
It is.
It's up there, man.
It's good.
I got to keep myself from going there too much because I just don't want to burn myself out on it. But, man, I don't know if I ever could.
I don't know. It's good.
Another place that I like, but I don't get to go a lot when you mention having sauce on your face from ear to ear. Calhoun's got some of the best ribs, man. And they advertise it on their sign, best ribs in America. I don't know if they're the best in America, but they're dang close.
They're good. I like me and Sarah usually take a yearly trip. We'll go to other side of Knoxville. Where all the shopping and stuff is.
Yeah, I know they got the Calhoun's up there.
Yeah, we go to that Calhoun's.
Next to the kind of like a shopping
Yeah. So we'll go,
mall.
yeah,
street. Yeah.
So we'll go up there and we'll go do some shopping, eat a good dinner. Usually knock out our Christmas list for everybody. Go eat a good dinner. And that usually pacifies me while she's shopping that I know I've got a plate of ribs coming. I'm not going to complain too much when I know I've got a full rack of ribs coming.
It's like the Tangers up there in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Tuna, you like Calhoun's?
Mm-hmm.
You ever been to the one on the river?
Yeah.
Up there next to Neyland?
Their barbecue sandwiches are pretty good.
I do like a good pulled pork sandwich.
Barbecue. You like Southern Craft?
Yeah.
You like Southern Craft?
I actually hadn't tried it.
Really?
No.
It's pretty good.
If I'm going to go to eat barbecue, Big H's in Rogersville.
Oh, now that place, they got it going.
What about Hicks Barbecue?
Hicks Barbecue's good too, but Big H, man, I'm fortunate every year that I get to cover that Big H Christmas bash they have up there at Cherokee. Every time I go up there, I got to make sure I run by the bank and get some money out for concessions.
Yeah.
Because if it's a tournament like that where I just do one game, might not eat concessions because you can get out of there and you can stop somewhere on the way back.
Yeah.
But if you're going up there to Cherokee, man, you got to get that barbecue.
Yeah.
You got to get that barbecue.
And Big H, not just as a great food place to eat, the food's amazing. But when we went to Cherokee for practice those couple of days, their booster club fed us Big H that one day. And then the next week I come back and was like, hey, we'll just use them as a pregame meal. I called the catering order in. I went to go pick it up, was expected to pay. They gave us an entire pregame meal for 40 guys for free.
It's awesome.
And just said, here you go. Thank you.
That's awesome.
I was like, I got to pay. They're like, no, you're done. We're good. So, they do a lot of good in the community around there, doing the big basketball tournament there, and, just being a big sponsor for other things around the community. So, but man, barbecue's
Amazing.
real good. They're real good. So,
Tell me what time you get out of school.
2:45.
It's getting pretty close.
Well, I don't have to go back down there today, so we're good.
Tuna wants to keep the show going, but Tuna, I got to go home and I got to get this edited up tonight. You gonna watch it tonight when it goes up?
Yeah.
You gonna have a big watch party at your house with it? I hope you do.
I bet your mom will have it.
It depends. If my brother's watching the Vols play, then no. Then everybody else will be watching the Vols play.
What time the Vols play?
7.
7?
It's either 7 or 8.
Let me post this at 8. That way you can watch. I was gonna say watch it during halftime. We've went on way too long. To watch it during halftime. Tune, I think you set the record for the longest Evan Monroe show today.
By far.
Hey, as we said, records are meant to be broken. You made the record, Brooke.
How long has it been? 40 minutes, probably?
Well, I showed up at 1:30, and it's currently 2:37, 2:38. So
That's an hour.
we went a long time. I know we ain't been on an exact hour. I might be wrong. We might be at the hour point right now, but yeah, we went a long time. Think people are still watching right now?
Nobody's watching right now, genius.
And on that note, I think we got to finish.
I think that's it, Tuna. Thanks for flaming me one time before we get done. Coach, appreciate you once again.
No problem, man.
Thank you all for watching this year's edition of the Malone's Record Service Evan Monroe Show, presented by Critters Corner. Thank you all. We look forward to seeing y'all next year here on Grassroots Media.
Go Vols.
Go Buffs.